Hello and welcome to the Caring Matters podcast. I'm Liz Tassone, volunteer host of this podcast, and I'm here today with Lucy Creekmore. Lucy is a long-time caregiver for a variety of people, and she's going to be talking to us about that and talking to us about some of the challenges and rewards of caregiving and also some of the things that have helped her through all these years of caregiving. So welcome, Lucy.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Good to be here.
Tell us your background with caregiving, when that began.
Well, I began in 1989. My father had a brain tumor, and so I helped the family in Florida take care of him, and he passed away. And then in 2001, my sister had melanoma, and I took care of her with the family in my house, and she passed away. And then my mother in 2005, she fell and broke her shoulder, and she came to live with me in Florida, and she was almost 97. And so I took care of her a year and a half, and she passed away at 97 years old. And then in April 2007, my husband had deep brain stimulation done for essential tremors, and those tremors were getting really, really bad, so we had to take a chance and have that done. And then 2 days later, he had a massive stroke, and we helicoptered him from Orlando to Jacksonville at the Mayo Clinic, and he was there 2 weeks in intensive care. And they had me bring my children in because from Ohio because they didn't think he was going to make it. And thanks to God, he made it in those 2 weeks. And then we went to Florida in Orlando, in a nursing home there for 3 months.
As he was rehabilitated.
He was rehabilitated there, and he was still in pretty bad shape there. But the time had run out, for the insurance, Medicare, and stuff. So. We decided to sell our place in Orlando and come back to Ohio where my children are. And so we did that in 2007, and we've been here, and I've been taking care of him for about 5 years.
Okay.
And
so when you moved back up here to Ohio, did you buy a house that was you were in mind with the type of care he would need,
Yes.
like all one level?
Yeah.
Okay.
And in fact, I found it on the internet in Florida. And so we went to look like at 8 houses in one day. And my kids and I love this house. It's a 1-floor plan, and very easy, small little house to get around, and enough for the wheelchair.
Okay.
And so it was just what we wanted.
And were you able to adapt it with ramps and so on for, like, in the garage and all that kind of thing?
Yeah, I had Council on Aging, the Senior Services from Loveland came out, and they built me a ramp. And so that goes into the garage. And so then when I take him out to the doctors or whatever, then I have that ramp there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So as our viewers can hear, you've been doing caregiving for many, many years.
Many years.
So you know it from a level of with your husband back to taking care of siblings and your parents. And so I just want to ask you, as you look back on all these years, what is it that sustains you to be able to continue to do this day after day?
Well, I've always been a strong person, very independent, and God has just been there with me to give me the strength. I try to work out at Curves, and I bowl on Friday. I have a caregiver that comes, and she's been with me about 3 years now and she's wonderful. Her name is Angie, and I don't know what I would do without her. And then I have a gentleman that comes on Sunday so I can go to church. It's a little hard for me to take my husband to church, and usually he tries to sleep around that time, so it's really hard for him. But just being a strong person and my faith in God taking care of me.
Yeah, so you just have a deep belief that you'll be taken care of.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and it's proved out through the years, hasn't it?
It stems from my mother. You know, what a faith she had, and it just stems down to the whole family. My whole family is really strong.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
Now, we know you through your affiliation with the Caregiver Support Group, so that's something that you do how often?
Yeah, we go there once a month with Margaret, at Immaculate Heart of Mary on Beachmont, and it is great. We have women that come, or men, and talk about the things we've gone through for the month, and good or bad, and some things that we can share with the other ladies that might help them.
Okay.
And it's been really, really nice. I love it.
So for you, how has that helped your own caregiving?
Well, it helps me in ways that the other ladies might have suggestions on what they do, and how they handle things. And like Margaret has told me about a book, The 36-Hour Day, and by Nancy Mace, and I went to the library and got it, and it's marvelous for anybody out there that has a loved one with Alzheimer's or dementia. This book just really tells it all.
It hit home for you, huh?
It tells you what to look for, and it changed my mind about a lot of things.
Wow.
Because my husband was seeing little people in the kitchen, and I thought that was just normal with his condition, and then come to find out the book talks about that.
Wow.
People with Alzheimer's and dementia see little people.
Wow.
And he has a dog in the house that we don't have, and things like that. So.
And so you're able, because you've read this book and learning more about how dementia can present itself.
Oh yeah.
This has been almost like a comfort for you.
Oh yes,
when
definitely.
you see that behavior in your husband.
Definitely. And it really goes in and deeper subjects and tells you what to look for towards the end. Because dementia and Alzheimer, we know that they're terminal, but we don't know when. And there's so many different kinds of dementia, that you don't know what type really that your person has. So it was really a good book. I've really enjoyed it.
Okay, so just book suggestions, but also just being able to sit with other people who are in similar situations.
Right. Oh, definitely.
And just being able to voice some of your troubles or whatever. And
there are so many people out there. When we go to restaurants, I see people pushing people in wheelchairs, and I think, wow, they're going through what I'm going through. And there's so many people that are going through the same thing that I'm going through.
So it's just nice to have another person kind of understand
what I'm going through.
What you're going through.
And nobody knows what you're going through until they experience it. Because the caregiver's only there for 3 or 4 hours. And then you're there 24/7. So, you know how much that you have to do, the days that are so hard that you feel like sitting down crying, you get so frustrated, and you think, oh gosh, how can I go through this? I get so tired, and things like that. But then, it's what you have to do because it's your loved one.
So you just
55 years.
Keep it on. Wow.
Yeah, you just keep on going.
Yeah. Well, let's come back to a part 2 if you're up for that, because I want to learn about some of the rewards you feel from all these years of caregiving and find out more about that.
I'd be happy to.
If you would. So thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate it.
Okay.
So I want you all to check out the sponsors on this page because they help this webcast continue. So I want to point out that our sponsors are Vitas Hospice, Hillebrand Home Health, Home Care by Blackstone, Family Bridges Home Care, Lifespan, and Bailey. So thanks to them. And I also want to thank our guest, Lucy Creekmore, who has shared a lot of her story with us today. I'm Liz Tassone, and always remember that caring matters.